On Saturday night, Jeb Bush called it quits after essentially getting curb stomped by Donald Trump in South Carolina. Now, I would show you his concession speech, but honestly, I don't think anybody cares enough to watch it because he's essentially a loser. Why do I say that? Well, Bush finished in fourth with about 8% of the vote compared to Trump's 33%. So if you could, please clap. Seriously though, Jeb Bush, he was banking on South Carolina. Now South Carolina was described as being pretty friendly to the Bushes, right? But even bringing back W just didn't work. Remember, he brought him back in on the campaign trail. We're told a story about when he was sitting in a diner and somebody dressed up in a pig outfit came and dumped manure, and he's like, "This bacon's pretty good." Okay. Bringing that guy back didn't do you any favors. I really couldn't see how it could do you any favors in the first place, but apparently South Carolina really liked George W. Bush. However, despite liking George W. Bush, the people of South Carolina, on Jeb, they're like, I don't really care for that guy. He's not George. Well, it's no wonder. I mean, they didn't like Jeb because he had nothing that George W. Bush has, other than the name. He didn't have the Texas swagger. He couldn't command a room. He couldn't even command a mic. He had no presence, and as much as, I disagree with Donald Trump on a lot of things, when Trump said, "Hey, this guy, he's got no energy." Yeah, he's right. He had no energy. And speaking of him and Donald Trump, it's no wonder that Trump steamrolled him in every single debate. And look, every time Bush tried to be tough, to try to stand up to Donald Trump, it ended up just looking super weak, uncomfortable, and incredibly comical. Remember, I eat nails before breakfast. I eat nails before breakfast. Oh, come on, Jeb. Come on. Hey, give me a break. Give me a break. It's terrible. It's terrible. Look, for the guy who was supposed to be the establishment favorite, he fell super hard. And the voters sent a clear message. No more Bush. We don't want no more Bush. We don't like Bush. We don't like you, especially. But we're okay with not having any more Bushes, right? We don't want another establishment candidate. So fuck you and fuck your dynasty. That's what they said. But as I said, hey, give him a break. Give him a break. Let's give him a break. After all, no one on the Republican side has yet been able to beat Donald Trump at his own game. Now, Ted Cruz did well in Iowa, but it's because he had a massive support of the evangelicals. However, evangelicals have been flocking to Trump afterwards. And Ted Cruz is losing support among the craziest of evangelicals. A guy who doesn't know what his favorite Bible verse is, much less read a proper Bible verse. 2 Corinthians. 2 Corinthians walk into a bar. They don't know what the fuck they're talking about because they don't read the Bible. That's Trump. He's winning with evangelicals. No one on the Republican side has been able to counter Trump. No one. Not in this primary, not in this election. And look, as far as I'm concerned, I don't think that any politician will be able to go up against Trump. You can't out-Trump Trump. But you see these politicians continue to try. Continue to try. I just don't see it happening. But when it comes to Jeb, look, man, going from presumed front runner, presumed nominee, to dropping out after South Carolina in a state that you probably, in any other election, you probably would have done very well in, is super, super sad. Especially when it comes to the implications of the Republican Party of today. But anyway, sorry, Jeb. It just looks like you just couldn't fix it after all.